Welcome back to iOS. In this quick video, I'm going to show you how you can install and set up OpenWebUI in your local computer with the help of the Docker. As you can see, I'm using macOS, but you can follow this process to install it in your Windows or Linux operating system as well. So let's quickly begin. So before starting, I am assuming that you already have Docker installed in your computer. If not, then please go ahead and install and set up Docker desktop client in your computer. Once you're ready, you are ready to use it. So now open WebUI here, go to the documentation, and here you will find all of the information that is required to install it. In this documentation homepage, go to the getting started, and here we have the quick start guide that is saying get up and running quickly with our quick start guide. Click on that, and here we have different installation methods like Docker, Python, Kubernetes. So you can select the options and it would automatically update the guide for you. So for example, in Docker, there are three ways: Docker, plain Docker, Docker Compose, Podman, Docker Swarm. We are going to use the simplest approach. So follow these steps to install the Open Web UI with Docker. Step 1 is pull the OpenWebUI image. Start by pulling the latest OpenWebUI Docker image from GitHub container registry. So let's do that. Copy the command, open the terminal and paste it. By the way, if you want to make sure if your Docker is ready to be used, you just have to run the command docker -- version. And if you see this version, then that's mean Docker is currently running and you can use it. So paste this command and wait for it. So you would see this progress that it would be pulling all of the layers one by one. Once it is downloaded, then you would have to go to the step 2 to run the container. Run the container with default setting. This command includes a volume mapping to ensure persistent data storage. The approach that they are using volumes, and the benefit of using volumes is that even if you stop the container or start it again, you would not lose your data. It would be persisted. And as they are mentioning about the important flags, we have volume mapping. You can definitely change the name of the volume, but you don't need to. By default, these naming conventions are good to go, and they're using these ports, so you would be able to access it on port 3000. So in case if you want to add NVIDIA GPU support, then you have to pass this flag -- GPUs all. And if you want single user mode and you want to disable login method, then you can bypass that login page for single user setup. You just need to set the web UI auth environment variable to false. Okay, you can pass that environment variable in this command like this, and with that you would not have to log in. You just can access the dashboard on this port. By default, you are able to create multiple users and all of those users can access it. All right, it has been installed successfully. Now let's go back to the documentation. Now we need to run the container. So let's do that. Copy the command and paste it here and press enter. All right, the container has been started. If you check Docker PS, it would give you the list of the containers that are currently running. Further, you can also go to the Docker desktop, and here you can see OpenWebUI is working and live. So if you click on this link, it would open it in your browser. It did not work yet. Maybe it is taking some time to start. So let's go back to the terminal and check the logs. So but before that, let me run the ps command again, and it says that it is up about a minute and created about a minute ago. And now let's run the command docker logs open web UI, and I can see these logs building the best open source AI user interface. So we have to wait for some time because it is still not running, and it is building the application, making it ready for use. So once it is ready, we will test it further. All right, after waiting for some time, we can see a lot of more logs. So that's mean it is now running. So let's go back to the browser, and if you open that port, you would be redirected to the auth because we used the method where we will have multiple user auth feature. So now let's click on the get started. Here you will have to add your name, email and password to create your first admin user. So let's add it, test@gmail.com, and your password. Click on the create admin account, and we are in this dashboard, and it will welcome you with this version information that would be telling you that what new they added in this most recent version. You can see the list of the older versions as well by scrolling down. So currently we have 0.5.20. So okay, let's go. And now it is currently automatically picking up my local Olama models that I had earlier. So that's why it is showing in this list. But in your case, if you don't have it installed, Olama, then you may not see anything in this list. Now let's quickly go to the OpenAI website, OpenAI platform, and create an API key, and then we will add it here. So once you are on the platform, you are logged in, you have to select your organization from here, and then you have to go to the API section. So I have selected my organization. Now let's go to the dashboard, and there we have section API keys. Click on that and click on this button, create new API key. By the way, you are free to use any other AI provider. This is just to demonstrate that how you will be able to use it. So I'm using OpenAI in this example. So here you can name it your API key test, and project is experiments, and I'm giving it all permissions for now. Click on the create secret key, click on the copy button to copy the secret key, and now in order to add it here, click on your name, click on the settings and go to the admin settings, and here go to the connection, and here you just need to put the API key like this. If you click on the configure, and after pasting your API key, if you click on this icon, it would verify if API key is correct, then it would give you the success message, otherwise it would fail. So for example, I clicked on that and I got the verified success message. If you put any random wrong API key and hit that button again, then you would get this error message that it is not correct. So now let's fix it, add it again and verify it. Click on the save. Now as we have added the OpenAI key and verified it, so if you go back to the new chat, you would see all of the available models from the OpenAI. So we have the most recent 4.5 preview, the 4.0 audio, 4.0 mini real time, O1 mini, O1 preview, O1, and almost all of the models that are available on OpenAI platform. So for example, I would like to test O1 mini. So select that and you can ask it anything like which is the best programming language. So let's see what it says. Okay, you can see it quickly replied with the help of the O1 mini model. So this is the quick video showing you how to install and set up your OpenWeb UI in your local machine by using Docker. I would be recording many more videos related to the OpenWeb UI, where I would be discovering many other ways to install and set up OpenWeb UI, like I can show how to install without Docker. I can show you how to install in the Linux and how to deploy it live online and assign it a unique custom domain to access it from anywhere. So things like that. So I would be recording many interesting topics. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to get notified for those upcoming videos. And if you think this video provided you some value, then please click on the like button, and if you have any questions or feedback or suggestion, then please leave them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.